Hi, welcome back. I'm Jeff Byers, and your instructor for ANY 150 Introduction to 3D Modeling. And I'm kind of showing you the interface a little bit with Mudbox. It's a lot of fun. I'm really not in here to do sculpting, and this is not a sculpting class. This is more modeling. So the whole idea is to, instead of work hard, you need to work smart. So the idea is to use alpha maps to add all the detail to our crate. So let's get right to it. So the idea was for you to download that pack I got for you for Mudbox. It's in Module 1 under the Mudbox, and I showed you that in the first video, Part 1 of Mudbox, and you were then to go and get all of those alphas into the right directory. So now what I'm going to do is, now that we got our crate ready to go, I'm going to go ahead and load it in. So I'm going to go to File, New Scene. You don't need to save this, obviously. And we don't really need this either, so close. And we're going to go to File, and we're going to go to Import. And then from there we can find we're looking for Mudbox. So we named this especially for Mudbox because we can't use this with in Substance Painter. So we added the Mudbox at the end, and this is probably a one-time deal. And we're going to go ahead and open this up. Okay, it opens up right away. Now we're lucky because Mudbox is extremely picky about your modeling that you bring in here. In fact, it's got to have all the UVs laid out, and so that's what I had you do before we went into, and before we exported this box, the sci-fi crate. It actually looks really good as is, but I think it could look even better with some more details in here. Okay, so if I go to UV view again, I'm not too concerned about this. This is the UVs that we added to it, so Mudbox wouldn't have a fit and spit it back out. So what we're really going to concentrate on is the fact that if you hold the B key down and move your left mouse button back and forth, you can make this bigger. Also showed you that it's really good to paint in an orthographic view. So, and I'm holding down my Alt key and my middle mouse button, moving this around. I'm holding down the Alt and my left mouse button to rotate. Okay. So it's pretty simple. You can zoom in and out by holding down the Alt and the right mouse button down. There you go, like that. Okay. So when I'm actually creating detail, and this is exactly how I do it because I do not, there's no reason to spend so much time in modeling. You want to get the basic shape, and then you want to bring it in to sculpting. Software like Mudbox or ZBrush. I prefer ZBrush. I use ZBrush all the time. Mudbox is okay because it's free, right? That works out pretty good for us. So if not, man, use ZBrush. It's much more powerful, and that's what I use outside of teaching classes. But Mudbox is free, so it works out good for you guys, and so we need to use that. So let's go into sculpting tools, and then we're going to click on imprint. The rest of the tools are just regular sculpting tools. They're really awesome and cool, and you can use those later, but right now we're going to work with imprint. So select that one. And now that I got that selected, I'm going to select this guy right here, those little dots next to the stamp tool. Those little dots, grab those and pull it over so we can see more of what's going on here. Since I already have my stamp tool ready to go and I can hold down the B key, I really don't need to have anything else over here. Okay. Alright, so to give you kind of an idea how this all works, again, I'm not going to tell you what to put on your box. I do want you to understand that the latches will be here and the handles will be here. So you don't want to have anything probably right in the center of the box. Now if you do, put it down a little bit lower, okay? So keep that open right around there. Make sure you don't put anything there or the other side, okay? Now this works just like mine. If you make a mistake, just go Control Z. If you really get messed up, you don't like what's going on, you can just go to File, New Scene, and import your box back in. No big deal. Okay. So the whole idea now is to really focus on detailing. So here we go. So what I'm going to do is you need to take the time, and I'm going to pause this, but I'm going to load all the ones, and I'll get you started here. You can see that I've already got my objects loaded. So I show you where that is. Mudbox. So it's Documents, Mudbox, 2020, Data, Stamps, and there they are. And I've got them all lined up. So I'm just gonna I gave you a bunch of really cool alpha maps that are already completely finished, and you can start adding detail to your box. And a lot of this is just having fun and just testing it out and testing how deep it should go. But I think what you want to do is kind of look at the sides of the box. What would look good on the box? You want it to be appropriate, obviously. You just don't want to put a bunch of willy-nilly stuff all over and make it look like garbage. You want to kind of make it look like it is a sci-fi crate. Okay? So even though I'm not going to tell you what to do, I do want you to make it appropriate to the genre that we're looking at, which is sci-fi, science fiction. Okay, so again, this is your box. You have fun with it. And I think what I'm going to start with are some vents. So this might be a vented one. We can also look at this. This looks kind of cool. So I'm going to go ahead and click on that. I'm not going to click. I'm just clicking on it so you can see it. What I want to do now is go back into Mudbox. Where are you? There you are. And we need to load it. So under Stamp here, you can see that we've got a little arrow. Click on that and just click on Add Stamp. And it's going to go right to this area. So I'm going to go ahead and scroll down and see if I can find the one that I had. I'm going to go ahead and open this up a little bit more. I'll find out. There it is. That right there. So I'm going to open up that one. Okay. There's some other ones in here I'm going to open up. So I'm going to go ahead and load about 10 or 15 of these guys, and I'm going to pause the video and we'll get right back. I want you to do the same. I want you to pause the video and put those in, the ones you want to add to your sci-fi crate, and we'll be back momentarily. Okay, that was fast. Anyway, so you can actually select all of them and open them up at once if you want to. You don't have to do one at a time. So just go ahead and select all of them and open them up. And you're like, oh, why didn't you tell us before? Well, I didn't know. But yeah, if you guys have figured that one out, you save some time. Otherwise, you're doing one at a time, like I was doing for a little bit, and I was like, wait a minute. How about if I select them all and put them all in? Will it crash? Will it? And a lot of times, the packages will crash. So just be aware of that. Alright, so we got them all in there. Now we're ready to rock and roll. Notice that I moved everything up too. So I moved it up a little bit so I could see all my alphas. So here's all my alphas in here, all ready to go. We got plenty to choose from. Alright, so we still have enough room to kind of see what we're doing too. Alright, so the first thing we're going to do is let's look at our wireframe and see what we have so far. So if I go to Display and I go to wireframe mode, you can see that we already have a pretty high resolution model. Okay, and that's great. So we're going to go pretty high here, and I'm not exactly sure what your system can handle. I've got a pretty good system, but I worry about you guys. So just take it easy, go slow. So what we're going to do is we're going to do Shift D. Shift D will subdivide it. We're at about 510,000 polygons. You can see that it added another little cube between those right there. You can see that. So we had this cube right here. Now we've got it subdivided. So I'm going to do it one more time. Okay, I'm going to go Shift D. Okay, just give it time. And this one is now we're at 2 million polygons. I'm going to do one more. Now you may not be able to do any more, and if you do, and if you crash, stop, and you know how far you can go. You can divide it twice. I'm going to divide it 3 times, see if I can. Shift D, and see, you saw a little bit of some crankiness there. Just give it a time. It'll do it here. Takes time. There we go. So now I'm at 8,161,000 polygons. So I'm not too worried with my system, but your system may not be able to handle that. Okay. So I'm going to turn a wireframe off now. So go to display, turn off wireframe. And the idea now is I have a way to control this. So I've got page up and page down. We mentioned it in the last video. It was hard for me to find. I never use that. It's right by the home key and the end key on your keyboard. Okay, if you have a Mac, I have no idea what the page up and page down is. So anyway, so if I page down, it will tell me that I'm at level 2 now at 2 million polygons. Okay, so let's take a look and just let's just look at what we have here. So if I click on this guy right here, okay, and let me make it a little bit bigger, and I'm going to go into the front, click on front, and I'm going to move that down a little bit. And that circle, I'm going to make it so it just fits within this area here, so I can get a good idea and to keep it pretty straight. That's what I want. I want to keep that pretty straight. So I'm going to click on here and in the middle and just drag it out with my left mouse button. I want to fill in that area there, like that. Okay. Get it as straight as I can, because I can move it and rotate it. Just kind of getting used to that. There we go. Okay, cool. Well, it's going the wrong way. Okay, so a lot of these alphas are turned upside down. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to go back again, and this time you can see I'm clicking on that. I'm going to hold the control key down and do it. I'm going to hold the control key down and go ahead and add that. I'm a little off there, but that's okay. There you go. Okay, that's better. Okay, now notice it's kind of grainy looking. Okay, and that's because we really need that extra resolution. I'm at, believe it or not, even at 2 million polygons or something like that, it's still not doing so well. Okay, so plus the strength is too high. So I'm going to go in here over to the side here. You can see that when I'm at, the strength's at 2. You would think that'd be small enough, but it's not. Let's do 0.5, and let's give it one more shot here just to see, get that in the middle the best I can. Pull that out, and that looks pretty good. Let's try that. Okay, whoops, forgot to hold down the control key. There we go. Alright, let's try that. Alright, so that looks pretty good. Alright, so again, I think that looks really good. I like it. That's a nice detail that I was looking for. But, okay, we're too low poly. And that's because I went down from page up to page down. So I'm going to go back page up. Hit that button again, and it's going to take a little while. Be patient. And it'll pop up here at 8,161,000. So I think that's a good one. Okay. And I'm going to get a little closer again. And this time we're going to go right in the center. And this is going to be a good one. Now, the thing is, if I like what I'm doing, I want to go on the other side, then you're going to want to turn mirror on. So let's do that. Mirror's off right now over here. So I'm going to click on mirror, and I'm going to do it to the side, to the other side. So X would be good. So the mirroring is on. So whatever we do on this side will work on the other side. So I'm going to go in here and hold down the control key, and we're going to pull that out and get that situated just right. There we go. Oh wow, that looks so awesome. Looks good. Okay. And yeah, that looks wonderful. Look at that. Really great. And that fits really good with the crate that I have. fits really nice. Okay, so I'm going to do that to this other side. Okay. Alright, and so we got the same one. We'll click right in the center here and hold the control key down. Okay, try to get the same exact size. There we go. Great. Awesome. So when I zoom out a little bit, rotate around, look at that. You got it in the back too as well. Perfect. Alright, awesome. Cool. And so that's our detail that I'm going to have on mine. Okay. And then we've got all these spots down here. Anywhere you can find something to add that's really interesting, go ahead. So I'm just going to go and look for some more. At the ends here, I think I'm going to do like a little hatch or something. Something that's interesting. That would look good. Or we got some vents here. Some vents would be cool. So let's take a look and see if we have any vents that would look good. Oh, I like this. This looks good. Okay, so we got that little thin thing. That would be great right here in the corners. Okay, so let's go ahead and add some detail there. Okay. So I'm going to go ahead and test that out. Alright, so that looks pretty good. Might have to do 2 of them. So I'm going to hold down the control key and put that right there. And that doesn't work. Okay, I'm going to try it right about there. Put it right in the center. Let's try that. Okay, good, like that. Keep it nice and straight. Look at that. And it puts it on that side. Very cool. Let's do this side over here. Right in the center, as close as you can. Okay. And hold down the control key. Here we go. That looks great. Okay, so now I'm going to rotate around. Perfect. Look at that. A lot of really cool, and it's just coming along, and all that detail's really starting to pop out here. Alright, so that looks pretty good. And I've run out of time. Basically, you get the idea. And I want you to have some fun, and I want you to save often. So go ahead and go to File and Save Scene As. Okay. And I'm just going to put like a _01 and save. If you like what you have, go ahead and save it. Otherwise, if you don't end up liking what you have, you can just go to File, New Scene. And so I'm going to stop right now, and then we'll come back into the next one, in part 3, Mudbox part 3, show you what I came up with, and hopefully you had some fun and came up with something really cool yourself. And then we'll take you from what you do now and how to get it back in, and what to do with it. Sounds good? Alright, I'll see you guys in the next video.